Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 16300 Northeast Holladay Street here in Portland. We're located at the front of the home. We are to the left of the doorway. There's the doorway back over there. It's underneath a green valve cover box. We have a 4-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We do have water running. We'll zero out the foot counter at the base of the cleanout, and real quick on the note of the cleanout. So we're actually tying into, it looks like original cast iron here. The joint appears to be bad here, that where the plastic connects to the cast iron portion of the cleanout standpipe. So there appears to be roots penetrating through there. They're not right now at risk of blocking the line, and sometimes you'll get these in a cleanout where they can sit for years that way and the roots never turn into much. Because they have to actually get large enough to grow down through the clean-out standpipe all the way into the flow line of the sewer. But I would still recommend it be corrected so that doesn't occur. As it sits now, it's not really doing much to affect functionality. Alright, we're going to zero out the foot counter here at the base of the clean-out. Off we go. Alright, line transitions over to ABS plastic immediately upon access. And it looks like you've got a decent offset joint there. We'll take a look at that when the line's drained out at the end. It's at least an inch offset. And I will recommend a repair there on that in that location to correct it. And you have a 1-inch tall hard obstruction like that right in the middle of the flow line. It's a spot where you could get a blockage. And we'll take a look at this spot here too as we come back. I think all we have here is just a bunch of debris stuck to the top of the pipe. This line is doing a very hard vertical dive right here. When a line is pitched at an angle this hard, the water will not stay in the flow line. It'll actually lift off the pipe and hit the top of the sewer line. And I think that's what's happened there. Debris is just shooting up and sticking to the top of the pipe. And by and large, I think the water is staying in the flow line, but when you do a toilet flush, high volume water going through the line, stuff is shooting upwards. And anyway, once the debris gets stuck up there, it's not as easy for it to come off the pipe because of where it's at. Now, when we reach the main here at 50 feet, we're going to go locate that while the line drains out. We'll get a better view of everything as we come back. All right, located the camera head successfully. The line terminates out on Northeast Holladay Street. That right there is just a big sheet of cobwebs. That's not a root or anything like that there at the joint. There are no root hairs sticking out from behind it, just a bunch of cobwebs there. And again, this spot right here, when I pull back and take a look at that, on either side of that item there, that debris, I don't see any obvious damage to the plastic. This is not at a pipe joint. This is a solid pipe wall here. So if there were a root coming through, there would be damage to the pipe. And not to say that it's not feasible. Let's see if we can knock it loose with the camera here. But generally, if you've got something large enough hole for things to punch through, even if there's debris sitting over the top of it, often you're going to have evidence of damaged pipe. You're going to have cracks in the plastic or something of that nature, which I don't see here. It looks like debris got caught on a cobweb, and much of that is cobwebs there. That doesn't appear to be a root. And similar thing here. You got cobwebs hanging from the top of the pipe. Those aren't roots. Some big mamma jamma spiders down there building all kinds of fun spider webs. All right, here's the offset. Yeah, that's a fairly significant offset there. You've got in total here, you're about an inch offset. So that doesn't guarantee the line is going to block up, but you can see the obstruction there in the flow line where debris can run into that and potentially clog. So especially if someone's put, you know, balls of toilet paper down the line, paper towels, tampons, things like that, those items will have an especially hard time. Most of those shouldn't be going down your line to begin with. But regular old toilet paper could build up here, especially when you have kids in the house that they're putting, you know, kids like to wad their toilet paper up and put it down the line. And that's a spot where that could easily clog. So I'd recommend that be repaired. I'll get it located here. I'll mark it with a white X in the front yard, and I'll mention the depth here shortly. All right, so this spot here is just, I'll try and show it with a camera here in just a moment, but my locator's indicating between 2 foot 10 inches and 3 feet. I just wrote 3 feet on the ground here with a big white X. I do recommend that be repaired, and I'd highly recommend doing it. The closer in any issue is to the house, the more likely it is to cause a blockage and a backup. The reason for that is head pressure. If you were to have the same issue 40, 50 feet out from the home and you blocked up, you're having to fill up 40 to 50 feet of pipe with water. In doing so, the head pressure alone, all the water weight sitting on the blockage, will often push things through. Where this is at here, just 5 feet out from the foundation, if you block up there, it's far more likely that it's going to actually back up and not just break loose on its own. And we do have here, right as you come up to this offset, part of the reason this scale buildup is not getting out of the line is because of the offset joint. It's creating standing water, and that rust there is collecting. I think otherwise it would probably be making its way out. I don't see much in the way of buildup associated with it. It's a fairly minor amount of scale there, so I'm not terribly concerned about that as far as causing blockages. You could clean it out if you want to, but it's a fairly minimal amount to begin with there. So anyhow, as a recap, I recommend the repair on the clean out standpipe. You've got a root intrusion through it, and then I also recommend the repair here at about 5 feet out, which is just out here, just in front of this bush, under grass and dirt, between 2 foot 10 and 3 feet deep. Now, after any repairs are done, make sure a rescope is done to check the work. Pretty much all of these bellies, offsets, stuff like that, they're related to settling are due to bad installation, so it's important to rescope the line afterwards to check everything out. Otherwise, the rest of the line here appears to be in good condition and has good flow. And overall, the line is functioning, but it's draining slower than it should due to the offset.